Well, hello. My name's Gary Witter, and about a week ago, some friends of mine were messing around in our basement in Animal Crossing, and we decided to play at making a talk show. And somehow, I don't know quite how, but somehow, about a week later, we are actually making a real talk show. And we're about to do another one. I'm so glad you're all here. Thanks for joining us. Let's put on a show.
Live from the sun-kissed island of Kauai, it's Animal Talking. Tonight, join Gary and his guests, iJustine, from Penny Arcade, Jerry Holkins and Mike Krahulik, and Kinda Funny's Joey Noelle. And now, because he doesn't have anything better to do, here's your host, Gary Witter.
Thank you so much. My goodness, what an intro, what an entrance. Stop clapping. Wait, hold on, Adam, are you asleep? What's going on?
Oh,
hello?
No.
Are you a professional? Are you putting on a show? What are you doing right now?
I live down here now.
Okay, all right. Whatever works for you, Adam. Whatever works for you. Adam, we're putting on another show. Somehow they haven't canceled us. We're still somehow doing this thing.
Perfect. I'm all for it.
Adam, I think we're on the front page. We got nearly 5,000 people watching us. What's going on?
Holy moly.
Holy moly.
What's going on here?
I gotta say, whether it's a big audience or small, in a very short time, basically my new favorite thing to do is host this dumbass talk show. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. And we are going to have a great show tonight, let me tell you. We're going to have an amazing show. We've got just an absolutely packed, I tell you, lineup of guests. And I want to get to them very, very quickly. I don't want to keep them waiting around. So we're going to do a quick, very short, little monologue, dialogue, whatever you want to call it. The show, Adam, is continuing to blow up. Look at all the people in the chat right now. It's crazy. And over on my sad little YouTube channel, where I used to host my PUBG clips for like 20 people that were interested in watching my sad PUBG clips, I got an email from YouTube the other day going, did you start posting some actual content? Because your numbers are exploding, I tell you. And they sent me this email, and I just thought this was funny. This was the headline. Views are up. Your channel got 86,966 views in the last 28 days. That's more, and this is the passive aggressive part at the bottom that I love. That's more than the 110 to 290 views your channel usually gets. I don't know if I needed the passive aggressive subtext, but let me tell you, I am loving that email from YouTube. A little bit of shade from YouTube, but that's okay.
Just the
this was my reaction, Adam, when I got the email from YouTube. It's off the hook. The YouTube views are up. The corporate sponsors are beating down my door. I'm telling you, Adam, the sponsors, the corporate world, they want in on this show. They can't get enough of it. And I did an interview this morning with the Washington Post, as you do. And I told them, and I said something on the show that on their show, on Launcher, which is the Washington Post video game outlet. And they were very nice. I gave them a tour of the set. And I said to them, hear me loud and clear. I'm going to say it publicly. This show will never have a corporate sponsor. We will never sell out. I already had major sponsors. I swear I'm not making this up. This is true. Had major corporate sponsors approach me wanting to get their products and their logo and their branding on the show. And I'll show you that. I said, take your money and shove it. I don't want your money. This is a hobby.
God.
This is fun. We're doing this for fun. We don't want, as soon as it starts, don't get me wrong, I like cornflakes. But for example, as soon as this becomes, hey, welcome to Animal Talking, brought to you by Kellogg's Cornflakes, slap me in the face, because we've crossed some kind of line. We've crossed some kind of line.
Let's not go too far. Cornflakes
that'll never happen. But here's the one exception. Here's the one exception I want to give to that. I will make one exception in terms of a corporate sponsor, and that exception is chicken in a biscuit. My favorite savory snack cracker if the good people over there at Nabisco are listening, I will happily give up all of this show's integrity for an unlimited supply of chicken and a biscuit. So Nabisco, easy to get those two mixed up because they both bring so much joy into my life. Nabisco, I will happily give up all my integrity to get chicken and a biscuit on this show.
Can you pay me in chicken and a biscuit?
I would like, because you can't get it up there in Canada, right? So maybe I can send it to you.
I would love that.
I would, you know what, and I would love you to have it. More than 5,500 people watching us live right now, Adam. Don't be nervous. Everything's just fine. No need to be nervous.
I mean, I'm not. I'm very nervous.
I'm going to get to our first guest in just a moment. First of all, I just want to show you just something very sweet from our last guest, our most recent guest on the show. On Monday, we had Jordan Mechner and Hugh Howey on the show. And Jordan, who likes to sketch, actually did a very lovely sketch. While he was on the show, he did a sketch and he sent it to me. And I'm going to show it to you all right now. Look at this lovely sketch that Jordan did. That's a Jordan Mechner, creator of Prince of Persia, original. A little sketch that he did of us on the couch, and I just thought that was very great. Sweet. I thought that was. I'm going to ask him to send me that, and I'd love to put that in a frame. I just thought that was very, very sweet. Thank you, Jordan. That's very lovely of you. Now,
he was doing that while a guest on the show, right?
That's right. Yeah, because he obviously wasn't paying attention. Yeah, maybe we can put that on a frame. Maybe we can put that in an in-game frame and hang it in the studio. That's a good idea, Kate. Thank you. Good to.
Now I'm looking at your show notes here.
Yeah.
And you're planning on just moving on with the show, but you did skip something in the show notes.
And what is that? Oh, well, yeah. I mean, okay, that was deliberate. Okay, well, there was a YouTube comment on one of the videos that said because we post all of our animal talking videos at youtube.com/gwitter. If you can't watch the show live, you can catch it on YouTube on demand. Adam even edits the show to make it a little bit cleaner, edits out some of the mistakes, and he even does a little 10-minute clip reel. So if you've got a short attention span, you can just watch like the 10-minute highlights of the show. And, you know, it's a struggle sometimes to get 10 minutes of good content out of a 2-hour show the way we make it. But we're trying. And Adam's done great work with the highlight reel so far. But yeah, there was this one comment, and I really want, because I have the power to remove comments, and I really wanted to do it, but I thought, no, I'm going to leave it up. I'll be nice. From Matt C. I only watch the talk show for Adam. #Team Adam. Now, can you explain that to me? Because I cannot. I am at a loss. I am at a loss. I cannot tell you what is going on there. No, in all seriousness, I know we give each other grief on the show, and that's all fun and games. But Adam, sincerely, from me to you, we couldn't make the show without you. You've been invaluable, both as my sidekick, my band leader, but also in terms of the back end, the technical stuff, the animation, the video editing, troubleshooting stuff. You've been an incredibly valuable member of the Animal Talking team here, and I hope we get to continue to make the show with you for a long time to come.
Well, thank you very much. I have a new emote for that. It is this one.
Oh, yes. Yes, getting a little bit full of yourself. Don't let it go to your head, Adam. Don't let success go to your head. Okay. It's almost time to bring on my first guest. In fact, it's so close, I'm going to go and get behind my desk right now. Adam, would you mind moving, please, so I can get to my desk? Thank you.
Yeah. Let me get out there
or you can just come out. Just come out all the way. We don't have as much. We can't transit as much around the set as we want to, because you'll notice we have a second. This is a first on Animal Talking. We have a second couch on the set tonight, and that's because we have so many guests. We had to put out extra furniture. Speaking of guests, before we introduce our first guests tonight, and right now, I hope they are unmuting their microphones and getting themselves into position at the top of the stairs so they're ready to make their grand entrance. I want to talk about Friday's guests. We have a tradition here, a long-standing tradition on Animal Talking, and what we do is we reveal the guests who are going to be on the next show on the current show. And I talk about it at the end of the show, but I also put up a little card at the top of the show just to give you a little sneak peek, a little sneaky peeky of who's going to be next on the show. And Friday, we have, believe me, people have seen the show and they still want to come on. I don't understand it either. I do not understand it either. Friday's show, we do the Wednesday evening show, we do Monday morning, and we do Friday morning. Coming up on Friday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time on the show, joining us live, Colin Trevorrow, director of Jurassic World, and the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion will be joining us on the show live. And special musical guest Ryan Miller from the band Gusta will be performing live on the show from his home studio. His avatar will be flying out here to the beautiful sun-kissed island of Kauai, but he will actually be performing live from his home studio. And
they're both amazing.
I'm in the same business as Colin. We like both like to make them big movies. And so Colin and I will have a lot to talk about, and I'm really, really excited to have Colin on the show. We're actually doing his sound check tomorrow. So that is going to be, I think, pretty darn cool. So that's Friday's show. And I'll remind you of those guests again later in the show. But right now, let's get to the here and now. Let's get to my first guests. They're good friends of mine, and there's a theme here tonight, Adam. There's a theme on this show. I do actually put some thought into it. And the theme is internet pioneers, internet content pioneers, people whose footsteps in which we hope to someday tread. And the people that I'm about to bring on are the creators of the webcomic Penny Arcade, one of the most popular and funny comics on the internet. It grew into a business empire. They're the creators of Penny Arcade Expo, PAX. They put on these amazing video game conventions all over the world. They do incredible charity work. I just love them to bits. They're both wonderful guys. Please welcome to Animal Talking, Jerry Holkins and Mike Krahulik. Hello.
It's great to be here.
Jerry, you're going to want to try that chair. You're going to want to try that chair mount again. Walk into the side of the chair. That's it.
There we go.
It's like you walk into the arm of the chair, and that's what enables you to sit on the chair.
Exactly. So
wonderful.
What you want, the optimal scenario for you as a host, is that we reside in the crease of the couch.
Look at how
right.
cute we are.
You're adorable. I mean, you're adorable in real life, but also very adorable here as well.
It's
Thank
true.
you.
And I should say, tonight I am bedecked in... This is an original Ronya Holkins design, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about the fashion choices that you've both made to wear on the show tonight.
Well, it was my daughter's great pleasure to create a version of me inside this electronic device. And she was quick to tell me that there were no bald options. And so she did find me a tasteful hat.
Okay.
That I
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I got up top, right? And then she also put together for me a digital version of our own Dora, one of our designers at Penny Arcade. She has made a really, really cool series of clothing that is sort of associated with PAX called the PAX Explorers League.
Uh-huh.
And she has made for me a special digital version, as you see here, of Dora's design.
Oh.
This is the black hole design. I'm sure you knew that already, obviously, but...
I'm honestly very flattered that you put so much thought and effort into your appearance.
My daughter
for
did.
your appearance. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And Mike, what about you? Are you wearing like that almost looks like a PAX jacket?
It is. Yeah, I'm wearing the PAX West jacket.
Is that a custom design?
Oh yeah.
It is a custom design. This one made by Moo.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah,
you've made more effort than a lot of the guests we've had on the show. I'll give you that much.
I don't think too highly of me. I didn't even make this character. I'm not even playing it right now. Kara is doing everything. So
Mike's wife Kara is actually piloting Mike's character in the game while he does the voice, because I guess asking him to rub his belly and pat his head at the same time is just too much. But guys, I do need to apologize to you. Usually there's a little graphic at the bottom of the screen, a little chyron that says live with special guests, blah, blah, blah. And in order to fit both of your names on the screen, I had to take out the special. So unfortunately, you're not special guests, you're just guests. I hope that's okay.
Ice cold. That is ice cold.
We've been called worse, so...
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Guys, you're internet pioneers, internet pathfinders. I want to take you all the way back to the beginning. Tell me how you two first met.
Wow.
Really? Okay, we're doing that, I guess.
Oh, we're doing the deep dive.
1993?
No, Michael, the year was, right?
The year was 1993. Pagers were the rage. Man, I had a see-through pager, and I would hit people up with the 911 if I really needed to get a hold of them.
That's not true. I want to make sure you understand that these are lies. And
we met in high school. My junior year of high school. journalism class. I was a
Okay.
cartoonist for the school paper. Jerry was one of the writers for the school paper.
Okay. So you were already in those roles, writer and artist.
Well, I decided in 5th grade what I was.
No, it's true. It's true. But technically, I mean, the reality, right, is that it's actually 2 different classes. We were not in journalism. We were in newspaper production.
Okay.
Why do you
Right.
have to do that? Right, like there's 6,000 people, and you could just be like, yeah, it was
Michael,
journalism.
There's 6,300 people.
6,298 to be precise. But yeah, quite a few people. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so you met and you sparked up a friendship. And at what point did it start to become a creative collaboration?
Well, even during the paper, even when we were working in the newspaper production class, we put together a strip called David and Goliath, which was a sort of, it was a very cyber, very advanced.
Have you ever seen the anime Appleseed?
No, I don't watch a lot of
No.
anime. I like One Punch Man, but apart from that, I don't really bother with it.
Well, we just lifted that story basically. But I mean, we were in a high school paper in Spokane, and nobody really was paying attention.
Right. And so, but in some ways, there might actually be a connection there to what we do now, which is that ultimately they told us not to do that comic for the paper anymore. And so we made a comic insulting the school for not liking our comic. And I feel
Okay.
like that sort of
Yeah, you know what? Now that I think back about it, that was really the first time where we used comics to release some of that rage
exactly
that we felt.
Yeah, and so most of the comics that we had done before then were based around, let's say, like our Quake clan or some story ideas that we had back then. And some of those stories have popped back up again in Penny Arcade proper in the modern era.
Right.
But it wasn't until Mike entered a contest online for what was then Next Generation. Now, they had Next Generation out in the UK as well. In fact, I think it was a UK magazine.
Well, the Edge was the UK magazine, and Next Generation was the US version of it.
That's right. And so they had a website back then. So imagine this scenario. So they were like, they would update a website with game news
Okay.
every night at 7:00 p.m. That was the time where the website was updated once a day,
Wow.
right? And they were like, hey, we're looking for a cartoonist. We want to have some cartoons on the site. Mike had seen that because we were both avid readers. And then you went hog wild. You'd done 2 or 3 by the time I even found out about it, I think, right?
Right.
Yeah, I made 3 on my own, and I was like, hey, do you want to help me make some of these? We entered the contest, did not win. They told us not to send any more comics.
Please, no more.
But hey, it was 1998, and there was this thing called the web. So
It
we
turned out fine.
Wait,
It turned out
the
fine.
web?
the web.
The online web.
And then so bring us into kind of the beginning of the here and now. Like, how did the Gabe and Tycho characters and what we now know as Penny Arcade come into existence?
Man, I mean, we were living together right out of high school, in a little tiny apartment, playing video games and trying to make a comic book. We were printing out a comic book we called Sand and taking it to comic book shops. I would take them and like leave little black and white copies of our comic on the comic book shelves, hoping that
Right.
people would just pick them up.
And we put a price on there for 25 cents, but we made it clear to them that it was fine if someone just took them.
Yeah. But we spent most of our time playing video games. And so as soon as it sort of clicked that, we should make comics about games, the 2 characters ended up having our voices, but it wasn't
intentional.
months. No, I mean, it was months into the strip until we realized that it was actually us, that we were having these conversations.
Right.
And one of them was me and one of them was Jerry.
And so Penny Arcade debuts as a webcomic. At what point does it start to blow up? At what point do you start to realize, hey, we could quit our jobs and actually do this for a living?
Well, this is the thing. It's like we had sort of like a web presence, or we would like show off the strips in like a specific website that we had, and it ran other places. But it was very, very difficult, at that time to get anything like useful statistics. So ultimately, I think we were very surprised to learn how much people cared about it, because Penny Arcade for us was something that we did at night, alone in the middle of the night. Keep in mind that, I was working IT. I was doing 12-hour days, basically. Mike was stocking shelves and coming home at midnight or 1 o'clock, and that's when we would do the news post and the strip, just sitting in parallel in our apartment doing that work. And so it was a very, very long time before we had any sense that it had a substantial internet following. You know what I mean?
Now, I want to while you're here, I want to kind of pick your brains a little bit and get a little bit of advice from you.
Pick away.
So here's the advice topic: keeping it real. When something you create on the internet blows up. You created Penny Arcade. It's now a business empire that straddles the internet like a colossus. Adam and I and Leah have created this little talk show. It's now blowing up. What advice? How do we keep it real? How like you guys have kept it real? You're still the same Mike and Jerry that we've always known and loved. The success and fame hasn't gone to your heads. How do Adam and I prevent that from happening to us?
Should I stop wearing these pants?
The pants would probably be a good start, Adam.
I want to make sure that the pants are retained. It doesn't have to be these pants, but I feel like pants, just as a general rule, great strategy, maintain it.
Oh, okay. I'm making notes.
Make sure that it stays fun. It's because it's always going to be a job, but it should be a fun job. And as soon as it starts,
I'm right there with you. As
soon as it starts to feel like it's a pain or a hassle, then it's time to rethink or pivot or do something new or refresh it.
Right.
And the great thing about Penny Arcade is that we can make, butt jokes for, weeks and weeks, and then we can do something like The Lookouts or Automata, which you helped us with. Like, whenever we get bored, whenever we get to feeling like we just need to stretch our legs.
Yeah.
Penny Arcade is whatever we feel like.
I love it. I can only hope that if Animal Talking reaches even a fraction of the success you guys have enjoyed at Penny Arcade, that we'll keep it even half as real as you guys have. Now, talking of success, I got to talk to you about PAX. I got to talk to you about Penny Arcade Expo. If anything, that has become more visible than Penny Arcade itself. It's my personal favorite game convention in the world. I love to go. I was privileged enough to actually give the keynote address at Penny Arcade Expo in Seattle last year. That was, of course, in the before times, before we all got locked up in our underground silos. I'm not going to make you watch it, but I actually am dropping the link to the YouTube video of my Penny Arcade keynote from last year. So if anybody wants to go watch that on their own time, I won't stop you. And I want to ask you a little bit about just again personally. Not only how do you keep success from going to your heads, how do you, like, you guys are based, here's how I look at you. I look at you, Mike and Jerry, as the Ross and Rachel of video games. You're just meant to be together. Like, no matter what happens, you'll always end up back together, and I love that. And I think that's what I want to see. Do you guys ever quarrel? Have you had falling outs over the years? Like, tell me about it.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, like,
every couple fights.
What was the last big beef that you guys had? Give me some gossip.
Gosh.
Last big beef that we had. Do you remember? I mean, the reality is that we try to make life very easy for each other. Yeah. And I think that one of the reasons that we've been able to work together for 25 years or whatever.
Yeah, we were talking about this on the chat, like basically on our own stream the other night. Like, we have been. I mean, the question you're asking us, Gary, like, we're actually actively trying to figure out how we've been able to manage it. And I think that one of the reasons it works for us is that we actually understand the other person quite well, and we don't ask things of them that are uncomfortable for them, basically.
Right.
We respect each other's space a lot. Now, if we feel like we have to challenge the other person, because to think about it, I mean, just in a creative thing, like you were with Hesserer. I mean, you guys said,
me and Eric. Eric and I came up and helped you figure out like a movie version of one of your ideas.
Exactly right. And so sometimes when you are engaged in a creative effort together, you're having something like an argument about something that's really important to you, even if it's all pretend.
Right.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's definitely times where it's words even. Like, I think a word is funny, or you think a word would be funnier the other way, and we've gotten to the point now where I just let you have it.
Yep.
I know that it's not worth fighting with you because you're gonna be a baby about it, and I'm just like, okay, whatever word you want.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, Gary. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's going to turn into a whole thing.
Are you picking it up?
I'm gonna give you a little tip. It's up, take with it to do with this what you want. I'm just gonna say, fantastic makeup sex.
Now, I was told to keep it G-rated in here.
I think that's pretty G.
No, we have shackled our baser instincts for this, and you've let them on display.
Well, I'm the host. I have special privileges.
I guess that's true. You have primacy over this space, to be sure.
Adam, just not to freak you out or anything, more than 10,000 viewers.
No,
watching the show.
no,
Stay
I don't
calm.
like that.
Stay calm. I do want to go back to PAX, and I want to talk about a very special thing that you guys do all year round, really. But you make a big deal about it at PAX, and I love it. And you brought a clip that I want to share with the audience because it's so much fun.
Really?
You guys love to play D&D, and you have a D&D group called Acquisitions Incorporated.
You're not wrong.
And
Green Flame!
And not only do you enjoy playing Acquisitions Incorporated, you do it in kind of a performative way, live on stage at PAX in front of a pretty big audience, right? I mean, you pack these theaters out when you do this.
Yeah, 3,000 people or so, depending on the theater.
And that doesn't include, of course, as you've seen, people on Twitch love to come out and support content that's meaningful to them. And I think Animal Talking is like that, and I think for a lot of people, AI is like that.
I love it. I'm going to show a little clip. I'm going to mute the KK Slider Jazz, and we're going to go over right now to a little clip from a little taster-rooney of what happens when you go to PAX and watch Mike and Jerry perform their Acquisitions Incorporated.
This is the Stone of Timora. No doubt you recognize it.
Instinctively.
Certainly it belongs with one of your kind, don't you think?
Is this Werner Herzog?
Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, better me than someone else. I'm not, What?
It will be yours. You have to deliver to me an asset.
Okay. I say what that's I do that on the regular.
I understand. However, this asset should be delivered alive. However, I understand acquiring is a complicated business. This being the case, proof of termination is also acceptable for a lower fee. A lower fee.
I don't like the sound of that. I'll probably just do it the other way. I'll do it the way with the higher fee.
I can give you an amulet that will direct you towards the target.
I feel like I feel like that clip could go on forever. I literally had to mute my mic during that because I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I mean, that show goes on for about 2 hours. That was the first 5 minutes there.
I mean, if you like that, boy, there's plenty of that.
What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna drop that link into the chat right now. So if anybody wants to check out the whole video, they can do that. That link is going into the chat right now. Now I've got a little surprise for you guys coming up very shortly.
What?
I think you're gonna like it. It's a nice surprise. Don't worry. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. But it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you about it ahead of time.
Agreed.
I'm going to give you the opportunity. It wouldn't be a talk show if you weren't coming on here to plug a book. So I'm going to drop another link into the chat. And while I do that, this is kind of crazy, right? You guys were playing D&D, Acquisitions Incorporated, and you actually ended up getting approached by the real Dungeons and Dragons people, and you ended up making a real Acquisition Incorporated Dungeons and Dragons source book, right? It's the legit real thing.
Somehow, yeah, it happened. It happened to me.
It did. I mean, our home campaign ran in Acquisitions Incorporated for a decade, probably. I mean,
right.
we were sort of had the benefit of our dungeon master being Chris Perkins, who, sort of high up there at Wizards of the Coast. But eventually they came to us and said, hey, what if we did a whole book about it?
Right.
I mean, listen, I drew the cover and some pictures inside. Jerry's really the one that... I mean, what is that stuff inside? Is it words, letters?
A lot, some numbers. I mean, it's a smattering, really. It's a smorgasbord of symbols.
You put all kinds of stuff in there. I saw you tapping away.
We loaded it up big, and it should be it should be established. One of my partners in crime, obviously Mike Krahulik, but I do have another partner in crime named Alyssa Grant, who acted as basically the project manager for that. And we actually hired her specifically to try to make a book like that. Our original fantasy was that, like other books that you've seen out there in that D&D context, we thought it would be a Kickstarter or something. And it didn't end up going that way. It ended up getting the official, Aegis, and being situated fully in the Forgotten Realms. Like, to have your home campaign, functionally speaking, canonized.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got to be pinching
really,
yourselves
really
over
nuts.
that one.
And
your
then
book is on the shelf with all the other D&D books.
It is.
I'll tell you what, Gary. There was a moment where I was doing the cover and I was all finished, and I got to put the livery, like the official D&D livery, over the top. And
that's when it was real. That's when it got real.
Very special moment.
I love it. I love it. Now, I'm going to get to our next guest in just a moment. iJustine will be joining us in about, I would say, 3 or 4 minutes. Very, very soon. But before that happens, I do have a surprise for you guys. A little something. The great tradition of talk shows, Ellen, like, a little surprise comes out and stuff like that, and we like to surprise our guests. I know that Penny Arcade has a lot of fans all around the world, and so many, in fact, that you have quite a few celebrity fans, right?
Maybe. I mean,
Gary Whitta. I mean, does that count?
Chief among them. Oh my goodness! Is Jerry dropping sub bombs in the chat right now? That's crazy.
I am.
So
Wow,
lovely.
That was very generous.
Oh my goodness! What was that like? What was that like? A 20-piece chicken nugget? Oh my god!
I appreciate this show, and I appreciate this community.
Well, let me tell you something.
Thank you
You're about to appreciate it that much more, especially you, Mike.
oh boy, what's happening?
I
What's
know that
going
you.
on? Are you
we've
bringing
got-
out a sloth?
Listen to me.
Dude, if you bring out a sloth, he's gonna lose it.
We couldn't. We
Can't
weren't.
handle a
We weren't
sloth.
able. We weren't able to get him out to the island because Dodo Airlines useless basically.
sure.
But fortunately, we do have a very good satellite link up here on the island, and so now joining us live via satellite is our celebrity mystery Penny Arcade fan. Are you there, celebrity mystery Penny Arcade fan?
Hello, am I live with Jerry and Mike?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're live with the creators of Penny Arcade, Jerry and Mike.
Oh my god, I'm the biggest fan.
Hey, it's great to be met.
Thanks. So my name's Hugh. I've been a fan for a long time. I've been a gamer for a long time. And
Wait a second.
I love your stuff.
No way.
Hugh,
And
what?
my last name's Howie.
Oh my god.
And I just have to say, like, I always wanted to be a writer, and it was never a big deal until it was in 2012, and I'd just written a book called Wool, and Mike mentioned it on stage at PAX, and my life has never been the same ever since. And so
I have to tweet
I'm the
this out.
biggest
I'm
fan.
sorry. I have to tweet this out. Meeting Hugh Howie.
Hugh, Howie.
Live on. Wow. Okay. It's
So
I
just to
have
give
got
this,
to say,
just to give
Gary,
this a bit
thank
of,
you.
Yes.
This is my favorite writer.
Just to,
No
I
question
know.
about it.
Just to give this a bit of context, when Mike and Jerry came over to the island yesterday for the sound check, Mike was in awe simply by the fact that he was in the same Discord that Hugh Howie had been
just
in 48
the
hours
same
ago.
hallowed Discord. It
He was,
has
it's not
those,
the real Hugh Howie. He was freaking
it
out.
had those Hugh Howie particles that we could detect.
Yes.
Even at 1 part per million.
Yes,
Well,
he was getting
Gary-
a contact
Gary-
high.
Gary had it set up so that you could still see the Discord usernames of people who had been in here, and
Yes.
I could just click on that, and I could talk to Hugh about how much I love Beacon 23.
And I said,
how
don't do that.
That should be what they're making it a movie out of.
Oh, I've got news for you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, Beacon 23 just got greenlit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, for a TV show.
Okay, wow.
That's great
And,
news.
Yeah, and actually nobody knows about it except for everyone in this basement. And I hope there's not like 11,000 people watching this or anything.
Only about 11,000.
Literally, no one knows this
Did we
news.
did we
but
just
it
break
happened-
news? Did we just break
It won't
news
get
here on
out.
Animal Talking?
Man.
Hopefully no one talks, but it just happened during quarantine. So if cameras could roll right now, they'd be rolling.
That's incredible.
You? Wow. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
That's
Congratulations.
Hugh,
Hollywood
congratulations.
messing with me one more way. Yeah, well, Gary knows what it's like to get things made, but he also knows what it's like to things not get made because
Yeah.
he wrote a script of Sand for me, and it was so close. We were popping the
so
champagne.
close, and we didn't quite
It
make
was
it.
so close.
We didn't quite make
but,
it. Mike, I knew you were a big Hugh Howey fan. As it turns out, Hugh's a big fan of yours as well. So I thought I'd want to connect you two live on the show, and now you can be BFFs.
Yeah,
dream
now we're
come
connected
true.
outside. I'll come to PAX as soon as we can get outside of our houses again.
Yeah.
And can't wait to meet you in person, man.
Oh boy.
Let's do it. Let's do
Both
it.
of you, for sure. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for making this possible,
Hugh,
man.
thanks so much for joining us.
gonna
I
keep
think we're
watching.
about to lose the satellite link up anyway, so
I love
thank
the
you
show.
very much.
I'm going to go back to collecting tarantulas.
Oh man.
Hugh Howey, everyone.
Thanks.
What a gentleman. What a lovely man he is
wow.
for doing that.
This is
I-
our moment. This is
I need a
moment.
fainting couch.
Yeah, you need to install a third couch, Gary, just so we can
Immediately.
think on it.
Oh. So how you feeling, Mike?
I'm so glad that worked. I didn't know if Hugh was going to be available or if it would work from a technical standpoint, but I feel like we just had a little Ellen DeGeneres moment, except you're allowed to look me in the eye.
Yeah, true.
We absolutely. Wow.
Gary.
That's
First
a
Weeby, now Ellen.
bringing some heat.
He's bringing in that heat for sure.
One
No,
other
that was
thing.
really exciting.
One other thing before we go. Before we bring on Justine, she's going to be here in just a moment. You guys very, very generously agreed to give away a signed copy of the Acquisitions Incorporated book.
Absolutely, it would be our great
Now-
pleasure. Yeah.
Now, this all came came together last minute, so I'll probably give the book away on like my next show, Animal Crossing Mornings or something tomorrow. But but first of all, we're gonna come up with. We need to decide something first. Since you guys aren't able to get together right now because of social distancing, it's a little bit of a hassle to have you both sign. Jerry's got to sign it, then send it to Mike. Big hassle. I thought it'd be simpler to have just one of you sign it. And frankly, I feel like the show needs to be going in kind of a more of a Maury Povich kind of direction to kind of boost the ratings. 11,000, come on, we can do better than that. Yeah. And so I thought maybe in a way to kind of ignite some kind of beef between you two, I would allow the audience to vote on who they would rather have the book signed by, Mike or Jerry. That poll is live right now at the top of the chat. Would you rather have a Mike? Would you rather have your book autographed by Mike or by Jerry? I'm casting my vote as we speak.
I'm voting
Really?
for me.
If you say it out loud, it doesn't count.
I'm okay. So right now it's actually pretty close. 45%, 50, 51,
Kara,
49.
vote for me.
No, my family, I can hear them shrieking in the living room. They're all voting for me now. My power has only grown.
I got it,
signatures
guys. It's
always appreciate
practically a dead heat. It's 49-51. There's like 5 votes in it. We got about 20 seconds
Wow,
left
it's
in this
50-50.
poll.
No.
It's dead. Oh my god, it's so close.
No, you don't want the
Look at
writer
the drama.
signature, you
This
want
is
the
going to
artist.
go to the wire.
Mine
this
is
is gonna
beautiful.
go
You
to the
haven't
wire.
seen Jerry's signature is terrible.
Oh my god, it's so close. There's
No.
literally what? Oh my god, it's tied.
Channel.
Ah!
You want my signature? He says, "Oh, it's not a real signature. It's ugly." That's
He
because
pulls
it's
it
actually
out at the end with 3 last millisecond
I'll
votes.
draw a picture.
Jerry
It's too
wins
late.
144 votes
Too
to
late. It's a mystical
141.
sigil. And this mystical sigil that I inscribe inside the book, it's going to deliver. I mean, what isn't it going to deliver, right?
That was it. That
It's going to
was
deliver. It's going to deliver increased wealth.
That
Did I
was
just hear your
insane.
daughter scream, Jerry?
Oh yeah, because I won, and then also vigor, broadly defined. That will certainly be yours as soon as I inscribe your book. So consider that.
Well, so congratulations on a future episode of Animal Crossing Mornings. We'll do a dice roll or something. We'll give away a copy of a book signed by the fan favorite of Penny Arcade, Jerry
That's right.
Holkins.
That's right.
All right.
This is
we-
hateful anti-Mike rhetoric.
We
I
are
wanna
about
thank-
to. We
I
are
wanna
about
thank
to
God.
bring on. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'm about to bring on my next guest. First of all, I just want to mention you guys do a tremendous amount of work for charity. You created the Child's Play charity, which does an incredible amount of work for children in hospitals and kids everywhere. I'm dropping that
Vital
link
work.
into I'm dropping that link into the chat right now, childsplaycharity.org. It's a tremendous organization. I encourage you all to go and be a part of it, donate, volunteer, do whatever you can to help. They host events all year round. Really, really worth being a part of the Child's Play charity. I love it. I love it.
These guys do so much.
They really do. They really do.
Really worth it.
Guys, that charity must be really,
it.
it must be really rewarding for you guys to be a part of that. Not just a part of it, the creators of it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, it's weird. Like we are from a smaller place. We've never really gotten 100% okay with the level of exposure that this job requires.
Right.
You know, and we've done all kinds of work online. We've been at it for more than 20 years. You know, Child's Play is going to outlive us by a significant margin. And it's
amazing.
It's a real pleasure because I mean I've gone to the hospitals and I've been a part of the missions that support the people that work there, and it is very, very moving. The direct result of people's contributions to Child's Play, I've seen it. I've physically handed it over, and it's overwhelming.
I think it's just wonderful. And if you ever need me, guys, to do anything, I'm there. Do a special animal talking, do a donation drive. I'm all over it. I want to help you guys in any way I can.
Now you're talking.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back.
Please do.
All right. Anytime. And now, I'm going to mute. It's time to mute the capture card again because we're going to play another little video. I was going to do an intro for my next guest who I'm sure is positioning herself at the top of the stairs right now because she's a professional. She's a professional.
A pro for sure.
And she was delightful yesterday in the dress rehearsal and the pre-interview. I was going to do a little intro, but instead, she sent me this really, really cool video introduction. And this explains, if you don't know who iJustine is, first of all, shame on you. Have you been living under a rock? And second of all, here's a little video.
I'm iJustine, and my life completely revolves around technology.
I'm preparing my order, so they'll email me when it's ready for pickup.
And not only does my life revolve around tech, so does my YouTube channel. There's everything from unboxing videos. So let's open it up.
I do get a little reckless when I'm out flying.
Reviews of some of my favorite products. This is something that I think that you will enjoy. And some that don't work so well.
Oh my god! It's terrible! Justine!
Would you mind starting all of your questions by saying like, iJustine, and then ask the question?
Say hi to the internet.
Hanging out with Kevin Bacon, and you're promoting a new film, Cop Car.
iJustine, everybody. Not only is Justine now a model on the show, but she was actually on the show once, weren't you, Justine?
I was, and I won the showcase, so best of luck to all of you guys.
I'm also a huge fan of video games.
Ugh, this game makes me so happy. This is my Xbox that I made with my very own 2 hands and a computer and a mouse, an illustrator. We're playing Mario Kart now.
I love it. I also make cooking videos.
Look at this! A vintage apple. No! Oh, geez, stop!
Sort of cooking. And when I'm not failing at baking, I'm traveling. I even wrote a book talking about my offline and online adventures.
I'm here in Chicago for my signing. I'm so excited to see you guys. I love you too!
Cheers to the future. Technology is incredible. And so is pizza. Bye.
I'm iJustine.
Adam, I'm a bit starstruck.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm a bit starstruck from watching that. I'm a little bit nervous about having her on the show, but I mean, it's too late to back out now. Let's get her on the show. Please welcome to Animal Talking, I can't believe I'm saying this, internet pioneer, YouTube legend, iJustine. Here she is.
Wow.
This is so
Oh my
exciting.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh
my
my
goodness.
goodness.
It's the real deal, the real iJustine. And look at how polite how politely Mike
That is so kind
moves,
of you.
scooches down, not Jerry, but Mike politely scooches down. Okay, yeah, get it. There you go.
Okay, now I have to get that again.
Justine,
Because Kara's controlling my
scooch over here. Come sit next to the host.
Here we go.
Okay, so
This is really
now
exciting.
for the rest of the show, we're going to be having these 2 couches in on camera, and so I got to do a little bit of a God's eye view to get everyone here. We don't usually have this many guests on the show. It's not usually this packed a show, but tonight it is, and we brought in this second couch to try and accommodate you all. I hope you're all comfortable.
Sure.
I feel pretty good. Yeah.
Now, Justin, can I call you Justine, or do I have to keep using the I?
You can just call me Justine. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to add too many. I don't want to add all those extra syllables. We're trying to get the runtime of the show down here. Justine, we just saw that video, which I think very brilliantly, and succinctly encompasses your career, and it's been an amazing career. But and you're still super duper popular, like 6.5 million followers on YouTube. I was boasting about having 86,000 views or something. That's chicken feed to the kind of numbers that you're doing with your legion of fans. But I want you to take me all the way back to the beginning. Take me back to the earlier days of the internet, before Twitch TV was what it was now, before YouTube was what it was now, when you got started. Explain to me how you first got into streaming and YouTubing, and what the internet landscape was like back then.
It was funny though hearing you guys talk about, your Quake clans and stuff like that, because that was basically like my college. Was like we had LAN parties. Like I didn't go to prom, like we went to Lantai prom, so we were all playing like Quake and Counter-Strike. So it's like hearing you guys talk about that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's taking me back to of like my beginnings as well in, I guess, what did you call it? You said it wasn't journalism class, it was newspaper
production.
Apparently it was not journalism class.
But
That's all I know.
But it was a different internet, right?
For sure. I mean, I had like this very small digital camera at that point. But yeah, I mean, I was in all those classes as well. But I think it's just crazy to see how everything has changed so much. I mean, we had to have LAN parties. We had to take our computers to people's houses because the internet wasn't really a thing. So it's been really amazing just to see it all evolve. Today is actually my 14th YouTube anniversary.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Wow. Congratulations.
I have an emote for that.
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. And also, this is even so crazy as well. I got on Facebook and I saw that 13 years ago was one of the days that I had first streamed on iJustine TV, which is what we're streaming on right now, which is Twitch, which is so crazy.
Okay, so that's kind of crazy, right? You were streaming on Twitch before it was Twitch, when it was still iJustine TV. I mean, I remember that, but that's really old school.
It was so crazy because I met Justin at this random event and I was like, wow, you're streaming. That's so much easier than editing videos. But this was back in like 2007. So then I was like the second person to stream after that. I went to San Francisco, took over his camera for a while he went to like investor meetings. And then after maybe like a month or something later, I then streamed 24/7, 6 months straight on iJustine TV until I lost my mind, which is why I don't really stream much now because I think I'm still traumatized from.
What was it that first gave you the streaming bug? What was it that first got you like uploading videos onto the internet and being in front of the camera and the whole business?
I don't know. I mean, I think honestly it's because I love the production aspect, the editing. I mean, up until like last year, I still edited almost all of my videos myself. So finally, I do have some help editing, and that's definitely a huge help. But I still edit about half of the videos that I post to my channel. So I think it's just coming from that, I don't know, behind the scenes love of editing and creating content. I was making websites in 6th grade, which was a lot longer than I wanted.
So you've always been kind of a techie nerd, right?
Yeah, so it's just been so fun. And even playing like Animal Crossing, like I kind of stopped playing video games for a while because I started jiu-jitsu 2 years ago. So that for me was like my replacement of video games. But now that we've been quarantined and I can't train, it's all back. Like my entire, like I've done nothing else.
And so again, so back when it was iJustine TV, like what kind of content was on iJustine TV back then? I love it. I love it.
I got my jiu-jitsu outfit.
The Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
How lucky was Justin that his last name was TV? I think a lot of his success.
I know.
has to come from
I
that.
agree. I agree.
You can't train it. You can't train that.
Hey, Mike and Jerry, just so you know, when you watch this back later, you are currently framed out of the shot because I want to focus on my current guest, Justine. I can bring you all into the shot like this, but then I kind of feel like I'm not getting, the best of Justine's avatar. So
don't worry about it.
Yeah. You had the couch all to yourself for a while.
We can leave if that's easier for you. I mean,
No. You're staying around and telling a joke later. Like right now, we're broadcasting to about 11,000 people on Twitch. We're on the Twitch front page. We're blowing up. We're in Newsweek. We're in Entertainment Weekly. We're in the Washington Post. We've got incredible guests coming up. Here's what I want to know, Justine, from someone who absolutely did not blow it and made an incredible career out of this. How do Adam and I not blow it? And by the way, that's what everyone says when they watch this show and they're looking at us, they're looking at me and Adam. How do they not blow it?
Well, I mean, it's only been, a couple of weeks now, you said? I mean, I think there's going to be ups and downs, and I think you have to just expect that. So just expect that things may go wrong. And I think also something I think that a lot of us YouTubers who have been around for a while, I mean, we definitely have all peaked at some point, and then it's usually just downhill from there. So it's kind of just sustaining and then slowly kind of building. So I think just keeping that momentum, and as long as you're enjoying it, that'll show through in the content. But I think just keeping consistent and, having fun guests and just getting people excited about it is really what's important.
Well, I know we're excited about it. I'm not kidding around. Like this actually been a bit of a hassle because it's taken up a lot of my time and dealing with like publicists, and that's not the part I want to be doing. I want to be just doing the show. But when I'm doing the show, like right now, live talking to you, it's the most fun I've had in ages, and it's so great to have you here. I want to ask you this. I asked this to Mike and Jerry earlier. Like for you, when in those early days when you were first streaming on Justine TV and putting up videos on YouTube, what was the point for you where you felt like, oh wow, like people are really responding, and maybe I could do this professionally, maybe this could be my job? Like was there like a tipping point kind of watershed moment for you, or did it happen gradually?
It was definitely gradually, but I definitely moved out to California with absolutely nothing, and I definitely shouldn't have. And I mean, it was a lot younger then, so it was a little bit easier. But I think the tipping point was really when the brand deals did start coming in. And I know you were talking about not taking brand deals, but that's like the best part about it, is getting to work with brands that I love. Well,
like I said, I do love Chicken and a Biscuit. If the people out there, if there's anyone out there from Chicken and a Biscuit, from Nabisco, you know where to find me. Come to have my people talk to your people.
Well, it's like, and you guys are talking about getting to work with Dungeons and Dragons, and Call of Duty was one of my favorite games, and I was just playing it because I loved it, and I was posting about it and making YouTube videos. And then I was in the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 commercial, the national TV commercial, and that's when I lost my mind. I was like,
wasn't that like on the Super Bowl or something? That was like a big ad.
I don't think that one was, but it was with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my God.
I didn't actually get to meet him, but he was in it, so I still just act like I did, but I didn't really. But it's like
That's
things
reasonable.
like that. I was like, I'm doing what I love, and it's like it ends up paying off in the end. But it's a lot of work. I mean, people think that posting YouTube videos and all of this stuff is easy. Like, I'm sure everyone thinks posting a show is easy.
It ain't.
Yeah.
I am learning a whole new skill set, and there's a lot of things you have to learn very quickly. What I liked about that video, Justine, was it does a great job of kind of showing, the range of things that you do and some of your career highlights. Is there, like, the Call of Duty commercial is one thing that you mentioned. Like, you were on The Price is Right. That's amazing. Is there one moment that sticks out for you in your career so far as like that I can't believe this is my life kind of moment?
I mean, I think the Call of Duty thing kind of was just mostly because it was like, I'm playing this video game and now I'm in the video game commercial. I think that was kind of was the tipping point for me, where I was like, this is something, you have to keep going. And there definitely is ups and downs. I mean, I feel like every couple of years, maybe even every few months, you kind of just have to reassess, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And just remember, you're enjoying this and you're doing it for the audience, and you're entertaining and it's fun, but it's also a lot of work.
I want to ask you a bit specifically about being on The Price is Right, because I don't know if you know this, I've spoken about it on the show before. The Price is Right is my favorite show. And I've often said that if I could have any job in show business, I would be the host of The Price is Right. Because you're constantly surrounded by people who are having the best day of their life. And I just think that's amazing. There's so much positive energy. What was it? Please give me a little taste. When Felicia Day was on the show, I asked her for behind the scenes. What was it like being on Nailed It, which is another one of my favorite shows? Mm-hmm. And like, is Jacques as nice as he seems? And so I want to ask you, what was it actually like being on the Price is Right set and being part of the Price is Right? Not just as a contestant and winning the showcase, but then actually being one of the models on the show. I mean, you've done it all. The only thing you haven't done is host the show.
That's true. Oh my gosh, I should let them know that I'm available for hosting duties as well.
I mean, Drew Carey's not going to be around forever. He's in his 60s.
It was kind of cool because my sister was in town and she wanted to just go to the show, and it was like her dream to be on the show. But they actually auditioned every single person. I'm not sure if they still do that now, but when I did it, you had to like say why you wanted to be on the show and then just do something silly. So I think
because they want people that have like the big energetic personalities, right, on the show.
Oh yeah, I lost my mind. Like, I just was jumping around acting like an idiot. So they're like, cool, she'll do. But it was also when Twitter was kind of first becoming a thing. So my entire audience was tweeting The Price is Right, saying, when is Justine going to be on? And they air these things like 6 months later. So they were extremely confused. But later on, when I was a model on the show, they were like, you were such a terrible contestant that even if we were able to cheat the system to make you win, we could not because you were that terrible. I was making the worst bids ever. So honestly, the fact that I won it's a miracle. And
That's
I think
incredible.
I won it was pure luck. The fact
I
that I
love
didn't
it. That's a dream come true for me. I think the only thing that would top that is if I got to play Plinko.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to play Plinko?
What a great game.
Gary, I thought your favorite show was like Chesapeake Shores or something.
I do, but they copyright claimed us for showing a clip, so I don't like them anymore. I've gone off them now. I don't like them anymore.
That's fair.
We're going to get to our next guest, Kind of Funny's Joey Noelle, very soon. But Justine, I got a couple more questions for you. So this is what I find, it's obviously clear from that video that we showed, and for anyone who watches your channel, you cover tech, you cover food, you cover travel, you cover lifestyle. You're obviously very glamorous, doing photo shoots and going to fancy events and movie premieres and starring in commercials. So I just wanted to ask you specifically about that aspect, aside from the aspect of making the content and doing the work. I like Basic Justine very much. That's very
Now
cool.
I'm comfy.
No, even Basic Justine is amazing. That's great.
Basic?
I know, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what you call basic?
I mean,
Hold
this
on.
would be like my outfit that I would actually wear.
Okay. I like it. I like the studded backpack. That's very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, very cool. So I wanted to ask you specifically about that celebrity aspect of what because whether you like it or not, you've become famous. You are a celebrity. So I wanted to ask you: are you comfortable being a celebrity? Do you like it?
It's weird because I don't really think of that at all. I mean, I play video games. I am in my pajamas half of the time editing videos, so it's really not glamorous at all. And doing red carpets and stuff like that, it's not really my favorite thing. Like,
Right.
I just want to. I'm kind of an introvert, so this whole isolation thing, I'm like, this is how I survive. So,
How are you doing in quarantine?
I'm okay. I mean, I miss going outside. And again, I was talking about jiu-jitsu. I miss training so much because that is just such a huge part of my life over the past 2 years. So it's like to have that completely taken away. That's the hardest part. And just hiking. I miss the outside.
The other thing I want to ask you about is my favorite subject, which is free stuff. As anyone knows, back when I first went on the road to becoming a Twitch partner about a year ago, I just thought, all these influencers are bragging about the amazing free stuff they're getting. I want some free stuff. I can get free stuff. Let's get some free stuff. And, some of the many companies have sent me nice little things. Butterfingers sent me a whole packet, a whole box of Butterfingers. I was very, very pleased about that. Thank you very much, Butterfingers. Oh my God,
they
they're
always
so good.
send us stuff as well. They're incredible.
So good, so good. Can you get those up in Canada, Adam? Butterfingers?
Oh yeah, I love a Butterfinger.
Mike and Jerry, where do you stand on Butterfingers versus like Reese's and other peanut butter candy bars?
Well, hold on.
I hate Butterfingers. They're gross.
I think it's two categories. It's like, how do we feel about Butterfingers, and then how do we feel about getting free Butterfingers? I mean,
there is a big difference.
I could
They
come
get
to
stuck in
terms.
your teeth. They turn into cement in there. It's
Oh,
not a
man,
good candy bar.
Finish it with a coffee. Drink a Butterfinger, have
Oh,
a coffee or a hot
you know what? He's
coffee.
not. I very rarely agree with Adam, but he's not wrong on this one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or just eat a good piece of candy, like a Reese's.
Well,
It's up to you.
so I was
You
going to
can
ask
have,
you.
like, a multi-step thing.
So it's a thumbs. So Mike, it's a thumbs down for Butterfingers. But what is your go-to candy bar?
Oh, absolutely a Reese's.
A Reese's?
peanut butter cup. Yeah.
Okay. My wife likes the cups. She loves them. You know,
peanut butter.
Can I?
Mike, hold on. Have you
Go ahead.
ever made the s'mores with the Reese's peanut butter cup?
Oh wow,
absolutely.
That is some next level stuff right there.
Yeah.
That sounds illegal.
It is.
So as my wife is currently posting in all caps in the chat, I'm going to give you, if you like Reese's, Mike, if you never tried them, try the Reese's sticks.
Oh my gosh, those are incredible.
They're so
What's
good.
this?
Yes.
It's like a
Reese's
long stick,
rod?
a chocolate stick, and it's like peanut butter and wafers inside,
It's kind of
and
like
they're
a
so
Kit Kat.
good. Yeah, kinda.
Ooh.
But peanut butter
Kinda.
and butter, it's so good.
It's a bit more wafery than a Kit Kat, but it's not a million miles away. Kit
Why
Kat, of
didn't
course.
they call it a Reese rod?
Yeah, right.
I-
Missed opportunity.
Is
to be
that
sure.
is that? Do you really want to go down that road?
Yeah.
They can always rebrand.
Let's get
Reese?
Joey out here and let's break it
We're
down.
gonna get into it. Kit Kat and Twix, of course, the twin kings of candy bars. I'm not gonna have any discussion on that. But I do want to ask you about the free stuff, Justine. I mean, like I'm seeing you unbox Apple products and 82-inch 4K TVs. Do they let you keep this stuff, or do you have to send it all back?
Some stuff you do, some you do have to send back, and a lot of it you do sign contracts that you won't sell it or get rid of it or something like that. So there is a lot of that.
Like, how much of the stuff that you just use in your house is just the free stuff that the people have sent you and you just wound up using it in your life?
There's some, but I mean, half the time I buy a lot of the stuff because it's like some of the things they won't send. But I do buy a lot of the tech that I can review, mostly just so that I can be completely I can say whatever I want because I don't feel obligated to be like, oh, I love this thing. And which is also why I usually don't ever take brand deals where it's something that I don't completely agree with, which is why I'm very active and post a lot about the things that I do like, which then can potentially lead to working with those brands. Because if you're not authentic about it, it can be very obvious.
Right. The real reason I'm asking is my mother-in-law, Linda, is a big fan of this stream. And she enjoys it so much, it's actually, as it has many people, people watch Animal Toy and they go, I gotta go get this game, Animal Crossing, this is the game. My poor mother-in-law cannot find a Nintendo Switch anywhere. You can maybe find a Switch Lite, but she's older and her eyes, she needs like that big screen, and she wants to dock it with the TV, but you can't find one anywhere. So I'm going to ask you, Justine, if anyone in the tech industry can give me a hot lead on where to find a Nintendo Switch, can you give us any tips?
Honestly, no, because I've been trying, and I ended up getting this Animal Crossing one off of eBay.
Oh my God, what?
So, I mean,
you got it from eBay?
It depends how much you want to spend.
Did you pay silly money for it?
I mean, maybe
$760.
Yeah, it was like
so
$700.
Justine, are you saying that you got the rad one with the dock that's got like the nooks on there and stuff?
Yes, that's what my wife has, and it's sick.
Oh. Well, here, so Gary, it should be established. I purchased a Switch with Animal Crossing for my mother 3 months ago.
Well,
Just putting it out there.
I didn't know that the coronavirus was going to happen.
Like something that a good son would do, sort of compared to like
my
what
mother-in-law
a wastrel would do.
My mother-in-law only expressed interest in the Nintendo Switch when it was too late to get one. You can't put this on me.
I can't.
I'm going to take a strong disagree emote here. Strong disagree.
How bad do you need this Nintendo Switch? Because I could probably.
Because I know a guy.
No, I don't want any Nintendo Switch that came from you, Adam.
Oh, damn.
I don't know where it's been.
It's been places.
It really is crazy that this is one of the hard to get things.
So
this and webcams.
I spoke to people at Nintendo who said they can't get a Switch, and now I'm talking to the legendary iJustine. She can't get a Switch. I don't know what is going on, but you just cannot get them. It's
crazy.
Insane.
I mean, there are Switch Lites out there, which are impossible to get to be able to dock to a TV. So your mom, you said it was your mother-in-law?
My mother-in-law, Linda. Yeah.
Yeah. So then she definitely needs one on the TV.
Yeah, I just hope I get lucky.
Get on eBay. Look, you've got all these subs now. Everybody's watching. You can get her one.
Yeah,
we live in an age right now where trying to get a carton of eggs is like ordering the new iPhone. You're up at 4 o'clock in the morning getting refresh. So what chances I've got of getting a Nintendo Switch? I don't know. Oh, by the way, Adam, I don't want to freak you out, but you know how we had 12,000 viewers in the chat last week?
Yeah, I saw.
We have 13,000 viewers in the chat, a new Animal Talking concurrent viewers record.
Bravo.
And we haven't even started. We are just getting started with this show.
This is
10
my
goodness.
days old.
It's 10 days old, and we are at the next level. I know, I love it. Yeah, let's give us a few bars. Give us a few bars, Adam. There you go. It's very exciting. Adam,
Justine's changing music.
Show.
I like this one.
I do like to show off the fact that all the instruments here actually work. Adam, give us a few notes on all of the. Give us a little sax.
Okay, this is a little song I've been working on.
Okay. Little bass guitar. Give me some of that keyboard, that synthesizer. What's up there? You keep turning. Okay.
What was I hitting in the air?
You were hitting the wall spot. Can you put that back on, please?
Oh yeah, it's like you turn the light off.
What I like about the wall spot is when I turn the lights off and we have musical acts perform over here, it looks awesome. Look at that.
Oh, is it on or is
No,
it
you have to
on?
leave the light on, Adam.
Dude,
you have to
look at
leave
the
the light on,
highlights
please.
off of the
I
metal
know.
rim.
I put a lot of
Wow.
thought into this. Adam, please turn the light on. It only works if the light's actually on.
Oh, I had
Thank
to
you.
tilt
Now
my view the
stop
other
touching
way.
it. Thank you. All right, we're back. Oh my God, you've got some cool outfits.
I have so
Justine.
many outfits. I have been planning all day for this.
We are actually building an insane wardrobe and prop department here at Animal Talking. We're on Nookazon. Our prop master, Leah B. Jackson from Riot Games, has been collecting all kinds of items for us. My wife and I raid Able Sisters and buy pretty much everything in the store every day so that we're prepared for whatever comedy eventualities may come up.
Don't forget about our stylist that's been dressing you.
Kate Stark, our wonderful stylist, has been doing amazing work behind the scenes. She's also been a wonderful guest on the show. She was on episode 3. Definitely check that out. So Justine, before we bring on Joey, I do want to talk to you specifically about Animal Crossing. That's how this show started, just us friends talking about how much we love Animal Crossing. And you mentioned the whole reason why we found you for the show was someone tagged you on, hey, Justine, you should go on Animal Talk. And you said, oh my God, I love that show. Animal Crossing is my life right now. And I thought, we got to get you on the show. Tell me about, Justine, tell me about your relationship with Animal Crossing. Is this the first Animal Crossing game you played, or have you played any of the previous iterations?
No, I definitely played previous ones. I mean, we played New Leaf a lot. So that game, I played until basically I don't even remember when I stopped playing it. But yeah, I've loved Animal Crossing for so long and just was looking so forward to this game. And I knew that it would take over my life. So I had planned for my real life that I was just going to play for 2 weeks straight, just solid, like do nothing else. And then I was just going to kind of integrate real life back in.
Did you think you would be burned out on it after a 2-week binge or something?
Oh, no. Oh, definitely not. I just didn't want it to ruin my actual life so that I could continue to work and function as a normal human being and not, completely let it overtake me. But then all of this whole pandemic thing happened. I was like, well, I'm just going to let myself go. This is what we're going to do. And that's basically what I've been doing. But it's been so much fun because I get to actually hang out with my real friends in the game, connect with new people. I've been visiting some of like my audience's islands and they've been sharing gifts and stuff with me. So it's just been a really fun way to just connect with people.
And now you've made some wonderful new friends thanks to Animal Talking.
I know, it's so great. I love it. It's just been bringing a lot of people together and I don't know, it's really fun. That's why I really like the show, the fact that you're bringing a bunch of just people together and having fun talking about a fun game.
I said the other day, this show can do things no talk show can do. No other talk show can do. Like when we had Jordan Mechner and Hugh Howey on the show the other day, I'm here in San Francisco. Adam's in Canada. Jordan was on the couch from Montpellier, France, and Hugh Howey was in New York City. But we're all in the same virtual space. It's insane, and I love it. Eat that, Jimmy Fallon. Let's see Jimmy or Conan or Colbert do what we do.
I was reading somebody in the chat right now. They were referencing my video that I posted today. I did an island tour. And does anybody have Knox, the chicken, on their island?
I don't.
Oh my gosh. He has caskets in his house. It is the most absurd thing ever. And I kept calling him a murderer, so I put a freezer outside of his house so that he could put the bodies in.
Wow.
But if anybody has him, he is the best.
There's people. I've noticed that a lot of people like to play Animal Crossing in really twisted ways. I like the wholesomeness of the game. I don't want to turn this into some dystopia, but some people, I guess, seem to like to do that.
Oh, but he is a murderer. I mean, why else would he have caskets in his house? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Kate, like my friend Kate, who plays Animal Crossing, who's been on the show, she's convinced that everyone in Animal Crossing is living these sleazy sex lives behind her back. I think it's all in her imagination, but she's convinced that this is what's going on.
Have you guys got into like the amiibo cards at all?
Oh yeah, I've got a whole stack of them here.
Well, yeah,
my wife ordered them on Amazon when you could still get them in the before times, and it was amazing. I've really been having fun getting new. I'm trying to get Dottie the rabbit on my island right now via an amiibo card.
It's so crazy. But I mean, I bought these when they first came out, and then they've been just collecting dust because I have like every amiibo pretty much. That was also another one of my big obsessions is collecting all of the amiibo.
Well, listen, let me tell you, if you've got someone on your island that you don't like, an amiibo card is the best way to get rid of them. Because if you bring a character to your island via an amiibo card and they decide to stay, you then get to choose. It's like Survivor. You then get to choose which villager gets kicked off the island to make space for them.
It's the only surefire way to do it too.
It is. I mean, you can do the passive aggressive thing that I've seen a lot of people doing. I won't name any names. Adam.
He's talking about me. He's talking about me.
Wandering around hitting poor Violet the gorilla with a net until she shows up on my island.
Yeah, that's how the universe works. She's on your island now.
Well, I thought hitting them with the net still shows that you're sort of interested in them.
You do it like 3 times in a row, they get really pissed off. And then they stomp around all mad with a cloud over their head.
Adam, I don't want to keep coming back to this, but we did just cross a milestone. I don't want this to be about metrics. It's supposed to be fun, but we did just break 13,000 viewers currently watching this show.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I just want to ask you, how do you like to play the game? Like, my wife, Leah, she likes to have a beautiful island, and she's done amazing things with the landscaping and waterfalls and terraforming and stuff, and she has this beautiful island. My island's kind of a mess, but I have a beautiful house. I have a talk show in my basement. How do you like to play? Like, what are your priorities when you play Animal Crossing?
I like to get all my morning tasks done, so I get up 2 hours before my shop opens just to make sure that I'm all prepped and ready. And that I knew also going into this that I'd have to start getting up earlier so that I could actually, do things the rest of the day. But I do like decorating the houses, but I do pretty much everything. I mean, right now I have a massive flower breeding ground, which takes up probably like 1/4 of my island. I'm so sick of catching fish. I'm also glad Bunny Day is over because that was just tragic.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of Bunny Day.
But man, I love having so many of the extra eggs because I've been using those to eat and then move my trees. But yeah, I love decorating the islands. I mean, I love it all. I also just love the social aspect of it too, because every morning I'll talk to my friends, ask them how their turnip prices are, see what they've got in their shop. Should I come over? So it is a fun social aspect of it, but also I love decorating.
Let me ask you this, because I'm all about the turnips. TREAM, turnips rule everything around me. It's very important to me. That's how I built this wonderful set. It's by speculating in the turnip market, in the stock market. Now, are you getting involved in the turnip exchanges, or are you using your influencer status to get like an inside track on all the best dodo codes for the best turnip prices? How are you handling that aspect?
I'm so grateful for my audience because anytime anybody has a good price, they tweet me or send me a message.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah, it really isn't. But a lot of my friends have also had great prices. So, we're always checking every morning, every afternoon, check those prices. But yeah, I have a whole horde of turnips that need to be sold. So I'm on the lookout.
Justine,
I'm holding out for a 600 island this time.
Yes, Adam.
Let's say, Justine, you had a dodo code for a island that had a great price on turnips.
Yeah.
And someone told
Adam,
you
don't
not to share it
do
with
this.
anyone.
Don't do this, Adam.
And then you shared secretly with your good friends only. Like, is that okay?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, that's what of course.
Adam's being passive aggressive because I got a dodo code that was given to me strictly just for me and my wife, and I didn't tell Adam about it. I didn't break the confidence, and now he's being a big baby about it.
That's really mean. Look at what he's doing for you on this show, and you did not share that code.
Wait, you're taking his side?
I am.
No.
One extra person.
No, I'm not having it. I'm not having
curious.
it. Once you look, giving someone a dodo code is a sacred trust, and once you break that trust, there's no going back.
But here's the thing: you could ask this person, be like, "Hey, I have one extra person."
I had one extra person. It was my wife. She always comes first.
One extra. Oh, I'm so upset.
But again, when does it stop? That's the slippery slope.
It stopped there. I don't know. I need a new
Adam, I will make every effort in the future to clue you in on the inside track on the dodo codes on the turnip.
If
prices,
only so I don't call you out in public.
I mean, you've embarrassed me immensely on the show right now. It's not a good look for me. I don't love it.
Like I can see like 4 or 5 other people, but like just 2 other people. I don't know. I'm just saying. I know I've got like my close list of people that I wouldn't do them like that. That's wow. I don't even know if I have an emote for this.
This did not go the way I planned.
Gary, is this that I'm seeing in the chat? Is that true?
What?
What I saw in the chat?
No. Kate did give me a dodo code back in the day, but like not this week. The code that I sold this week was someone else. That was someone on Twitter.
Gary, I agree with you.
Yes, thank you, Jerry. Thank you for speaking up.
You're out of frame, so it doesn't matter.
No, he's back. No, I put the camera back on him. Now he's taking my side.
I think that if I gave you my dodo code and then you showed up and you brought some, stragglers along with you, I'd be pretty pissed, actually.
Right. Yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Penny Arcade. Let me ask you this, Mike and Jerry. I'm going to go back to Mike and Jerry. They're my favorite guests again now. Mike and Jerry, let me ask you this. What do you think is the bigger betrayal? Getting a dodo code that someone says, "Hey, don't share this around," but then not giving it to someone like Adam, who thinks he just has like a God-given right to the dodo codes. Is it that the betrayal, Or is it a bigger betrayal? Is it a bigger betrayal to get a dodo code from someone who says, hey, this is just for you and maybe one other person, but then you're bringing every Tom, Dick, and Harry with you? Like, that to me, like you said, you should be, I'd be pissed as well.
That's it.
If only there was some way to know what the audience
I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't been on this show very long. Adam's got kind of an attitude.
You're telling me, Mike, I've been living with this since day one.
I mean, I just got here, but I don't like it.
It's like, well, Gary, I should tell you this. I mean, a lot of shows like this, a lot of animal talking type shows, they have sort of a starter co-host.
Yeah.
And, you know, a year from now, nobody even remembers that guy. I'm saying that path is available to you.
Do you let me just give you a little insight. Let me just tell you a little anecdote.
Yeah.
Here, the degrees to which Adam passive aggressively, his mind games. Let me just give you an example. So there's a raccoon statue at the back of the set there, right? It's the worst item in the game by far. And Adam would manufacture them en masse and send them to me wrapped, saying, "Here's a nice gift for you." And he would say every time it was this goddamn raccoon statue, and I was getting sick of it. And I said, "You know what, Adam? I'm not even gonna open these anymore. I'm just gonna give them out to guests on the show." And then the next day, he sends me more of these raccoons, all wrapped up. We have Mike Drucker and Mary Kish. Who else was on the show? Oh, and Raquel Lilly on the show that night.
Yeah, and Jesus Christ.
And Jesus,
we all biggest guests.
We all unwrap our gifts, and Mike Drucker says, "Oh my God, it's a gold nugget." Knowing that I wouldn't unwrap the gift and give it to a guest instead, Adam put a gold nugget in there.
Wow. And
the mind games.
Dodo code?
It's and he still wants dodo codes.
No.
He still wants dodo codes.
No.
It's never going to happen. Adam wants me to put a poll up. I'm not going to do it because I know it's a setup. The chat, the audience is going to side with Adam because he's the poor band leader and I'm the big bad host.
Let her decide. Let Joey decide.
Exactly.
You know what, Joey?
Out here.
Joey is the nicest and fairest person I know. Judge Joey will adjudicate. We have a new segment on this. You just invented it. Judge Joey will adjudicate. She's going to come on the show. What a perfect tee up that is for our next guest. She's getting into position backstage right now. Now, as many of you know, when I'm not wasting my time doing this, I'm wasting my time over on another internet network called Kinda Funny Games. Founded by Greg Miller and Nick Scarpino and Tim Geddes and all these wonderful people. And now, they have many others. Andy Cortez, Kevin Quello, Barrett Courtney, Kinda Cool Greg. And frankly, I think the MVP of the entire Kinda Funny Games network, the person without whom it would so clear to me that without her it would all fall apart. Please welcome to the show the MVP. Oh, and by the way, the #1 most requested guest. I asked, who do you want on Kinda Funny Games? Joey won it in a landslide. Please welcome to the show, Joey Noelle. Here she is.
How are you?
Oh wow.
I'm here. I'm hanging out.
What a lovely dress.
Fashion game on lock.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive. What a beautiful. Now, in talk show protocol, Justine scooches down the couch, and Joey moves into position A. That's it. Well done. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Look at that. Look at what we've done, Adam. Not only are we breaking all kinds of audience records, closing in on 14,000 concurrent viewers, we're also broken a new record for simultaneous guests on the show, any of whom's connection can drop at any time and kick us all off the island. We're walking a technical tightrope here. Joey Noelle, what a delight you are. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun. This is my dream.
Were you surprised when I reached into the Kinda Funny barrel and chose you among all the other guys?
I was surprised. I just, you just assume people are going to be asking for the Greg Millers, the Andy Cortezes.
Come on.
I'm not expecting that people are asking for Nick because I don't think he knows what Animal Crossing is.
Okay.
But, I was just not expecting it. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, you know
on.
what? You should have expected it. Oh, ye little faith, Joey Noelle. You know you're my favorite. You and Kevin are secretly my favorite. Well, I guess not so secret anymore. You and Kevin are my favorites over there. I love them all. I love Greg dearly. In fact, Greg Miller and I... Oh, do you want me to tease a little bit of news on the show right now?
Ooh.
Greg Miller and I, possibly within 48 hours, are going to be making a major joint announcement.
Ooh.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes. And I'm not ready to reveal it, but it's going to be... We've been waiting on all kinds of permissions and all kinds of things to happen. There is going to be a major announcement about a major Greg Miller, Gary Witter collaboration. And I'll tell you now, it has nothing to do with Animal Talking. It has nothing to do with Kind of Funny Games. It's an entirely new venture.
So it's bigger than like Widow Wednesdays.
You would big. Say. It's big.
Okay.
It's big. That's all I'll say.
This is interesting.
That's all I'll say.
No, Gary, hold on a second. So you say that you don't wanna like go into it right now.
I don't.
But can you tell us exactly what it is? That's on the table at all.
Let me simply say this. You know what, Jerry? You're a very good inquisitor. You're good.
In the traditional sense.
In fact, Jerry, if you're interested, I'm actually building a roster of running guest hosts, and if you'd be interested in filling in the host chair sometime, I think you do a very good job.
Well, I know a couple of people that I could convince to sit on these couches for sure.
I will simply say this about the announcement. You've teased a little bit more out of me. I'm going to give you a little extra tease. I will simply say this: the powers that be, and God knows how that's happened. We're both very lucky. The powers that be allowed me and Greg Miller to get our hands on one of the true great pop culture franchises in the world. And the results of that collaboration will be dropping next month. And we're going to announce it, I think, Friday.
Ooh.
Is it a mixtape?
I would check out my SoundCloud.
This is exciting.
You know what? It's a classic Witter move. I brought Joey onto the set, and all I've done is talk about me. Joey Noelle. Wonderful Joey Noelle. Tell me all of... here's the funny thing, Joey. I come to Kind of Funny all the time. I see you every day. Not every day, but every time I come in. And I don't actually know that much about you, but I want to know more about you. Tell me, Joey Noelle, the story of your life.
The story of my life. Oh, wow. We're going way back. So Christmas, 1988, Arrival. Very exciting. We'll skip forward.
Were you born at Christmas? On Christmas?
I was.
On Christmas Day?
Christmas Day. That's
Whoa, that's amazing.
Noelle.
Wow.
Is that a bummer having... No, let me ask you this. Is that a bummer having your birthday on Christmas?
It's hard for me to say because I've never had anything else, but it's actually been really fun, especially as a kid, just because I never had to go to school on my birthday, which I was always really stoked on because, like, who wants to go to school on their birthday? And then my parents have always, and family have been, like, really great about, like, if you're going to have birthday presents, they have to be in birthday wrapping paper. And if you're going to have Christmas presents, they have to be in Christmas wrapping paper. So I didn't usually get hit with, like, the combo gift thing, which is usually what people assume.
Right.
So it hasn't been too bad. You always got vacation. And then I always just, like, celebrated my half birthday with my friends so I can have, like, pool parties and fun outdoor things because there's not really that much fun
And
stuff
where
to
were
do
you
in
born?
December.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Bay Area. You're
a local.
Born and kind of raised here, yeah. Was born on the peninsula, lived in San Jose for a little bit. Then my parents now live in Sacramento. Kind of all over Northern California. But I lived in Southern California for a good chunk of time, too.
And what was the career path that led you to Kind of Funny?
Oh, man. Not direct at all. I went to school in Orange County at a super tiny college called Vanguard, and I was a cultural anthropology major, which my parents
Now, what
were
is
thrilled
cultural
about,
anthropology?
let me tell you.
That sounds fascinating.
Yeah, so it's not like Indiana Jones anthropology, which is also fun, but it's mostly just studying the way that different cultures are structured and like how it's like a lot of like interpersonal, intercultural communication kind of things.
Okay.
So I had plans to live abroad and do some work in like developing countries. I had like interned for a company that does like jewelry with women in Africa, and they go through this like 3-year program where they learn like English and finance tools and business tools, and they like graduate from this program and they start their own businesses. So I thought I was going to do something like that. And then I had a bunch of friends who went to the Art Institute for game design, and they had always listened to IGN and all the podcasts, and they were like, hey, they're starting this new podcast that's not about games. I think you're really gonna like it. Because I'd played games in like all the way up probably till high school, and then kind of taken a break for high school and college, other than like the random like Halo capture the flag game that I would jump into.
Right.
So then I started listening, started playing games again, and then just started like modding and kind of doing all of that back-end admin chat stuff for Kind of Funny. And then they were like, hey, you do a really good job at this. What if we gave you more things to do? I was like, this is a different career path than I anticipated, but it was really, who wouldn't love to do this? It's like a dream job of playing video games and hanging out with like this awesome company of people and getting to work with an amazing community and put events together and help with the groups that want to do game nights and all this stuff. It's like the best.
I love it. Hey, Adam, again, I know I keep coming back to this. I know I'm very out of touch. I'm actually going to ask Justine and the Penny Arcade guys, because they probably know this better than I do. Is Easy Allies a big deal? Because they just hosted us.
Yes.
They are.
Okay. They're a big deal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a thing. Closing on 14,000 viewers. I got to stop doing this. I'm just so obsessed with. I want to be loved so bad. I desperately crave acceptance. Just seeing these things happen just makes me feel very happy.
There is nothing wrong with being excited about it, Gary.
No, it's but cool. Maybe I shouldn't be excited about it on the show so constantly. But I've heard
everyone else is excited for you too.
I'm old and out of touch, but I believe Easy Allies is a big deal, right?
They are. Brandon Jones and his crew of people, all the love and respect emotes in the chat that I see.
I'm so old. I'm so old. I'm so out of touch. I've been going around all week saying to Leah, I get these emails. I go to Leah and I say like, is XX band, are they a big deal because they want to come on the show? And she's like, yeah, they're a big deal. So I'm learning a lot about popular music as we go here. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Okay, so Joey, tell me specifically about Kind of Funny. How did they come into your life, or perhaps more accurately, how did you come into their life?
Yeah, so I started listening to their podcast, and I was like, oh, these guys, they're entertaining. This is like a good podcast to listen to in the background. And then when they decided to do their first Kind of Funny live, one of the guys that introduced me to Kind of Funny was like, hey, do you want to go to San Francisco? Like, I was like, oh yeah, that's easy. Like, my family lives there. We can like do a quick weekend of it. And at this point, like when I played games, it was very much like with my friends at home, or like even when I played New Leaf, it was like just me playing, and I didn't do a lot of like the multiplayer stuff or anything. So I was like, I have no frame of reference for what this weekend is going to be like. And so when we got here and saw all these people in line and people just tweeting each other about like, hey, I'm going to this thing. If anybody's here for this event and wants to come with me, do it. And I just felt very much like a scared cat, like looking around like, where am I? What is happening? What's going on? But then I was like very intrigued. I was like, oh, this is fun and this is cool. So I would say it was like very shortly after that first Kind of Funny live that I jumped in. I think the first thing I did was like just being in the chat during their shows, and then joined the Facebook group. And just kind of like got to know people there, so that by the time the second Kind of Funny live happened a year later, I was helping do a lot of the big community events, like putting together baseball games, or we're going to this really cool arcade bar one night and stuff like that. And then by the third Kind of Funny live, I was on stage because they had just hired me part-time. So it's like a weird sequence of events to see it happen kind of that quick around such a big event that we do. But yeah, it was super crazy because I was working at my alma mater in the accounting office, just not doing anything remotely internet related. So it was definitely not what my trajectory I thought was going to be, but it's way more fun and way more exciting. And I like that every day at Kind of Funny is some new project to tackle that's fun. And it's just always something a little bit different. And I always know that at some point in the day, I'm going to get a really good laugh out from whether it's Nick just playing on his keyboard, trying to learn the Axel Foley theme song in the back, or Greg Wees laughing to himself, thinking about a joke he said on a show. Just like all of these characters that I get to interact with every day.
I just want to clear something up for people in the chat, because there appears to be some confusion. If there is, in fact, in real life, a band named X or XX, That's not what I was talking about. I was just saying, like, is blah, blah, blah band. And if there's a band called blah, 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 I'm confusing you even more. I don't know who's out there in the music scene these days. I'm saying, like, is, the name of this band, is this band a big deal? Yes, I wasn't talking about some band called XX. If there is a band called XX, then I apologize.
There is.
They're really good.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we just accidentally booked them on the show. Seriously, if I told you the names of some of the musical acts that are coming on this show, you'd freak out. You would absolutely freak out.
I freak out.
Oh my god! The only reason I don't freak out is because I don't know who they are.
This is exciting.
He waits for me to freak out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like this is going to be a fun show line to see evolve.
Oh, we've got some great. We have a great guest on tomorrow night. So, for example, Ryan Miller from the band Gusta. I had never heard of the band Gusta, but I went and listened to their stuff, and I was, oh my god, they're amazing. They're really good. And Ryan Miller, the lead person from Gusta, is going to be on the show here tomorrow. Friday morning, playing live from his studio.
That's so cool.
It's going to be super cool.
Really cool.
We did a little sound check with him yesterday, and it was amazing. So Joey, so you never expected anything like this, right? You never imagined that your life would end up in such a weird place as working with these kind of funny bozos.
Not even a little bit. I thought I would just be living in Orange County at my little beach house with my roommates, hanging out. Never expected to be going to RTX and PAXs and being on this show and all sorts of stuff. So it's been fun.
I know. I like that you include being on this show as one of the highlights. I appreciate that.
Obviously, it's
I very much appreciate that.
Which is one of my favorite all-time.
Absolutely.
Franchises.
Now, so I obviously know, but for the people at home, tell what is your role at Kind of Funny? What do you do? Because I kind of see you as like kind of the den mother whose job it is to keep all of these, like, kind of herding all these cats. And trying to keep them on task and prevent them from stepping over themselves. Is that but also you make a big creative contribution to Kind of Funny as well. But how do you see your role at Kind of Funny?
It's so funny because every year when we do like our annual reviews, one of the things is like, what's your job title? Do you feel like it fits? Do you what should we change it to? And every year it's like, I can't even remember what we had it as last year because there's no good title that fits in all the things that I do just because they're kind of all random. But I think my official title is production coordinator and community manager, ? So kind of whatever falls into those categories. A lot of it is like the Patreon side of stuff with messaging and scheduling, and doing the fulfillment for all of that. A lot of it is managing just the calendar and making sure that people aren't on too many shows on any given day, making sure if we have weird things that people know who's editing them and making sure that they're getting up in the right places. It's a lot of general corralling of people.
It's
obviously community manager too.
When you said performance reviews, it's so difficult for me to imagine an outfit like Kind of Funny doing something as professional and corporate sounding as annual performance reviews, because every time I go over there it's a clown show.
We do real performance reviews. We get this Google form that we have to fill out ahead
who
of
does
time.
that? Who conducts your review?
So it's Greg, Tim, and Nick.
Okay,
with each of us.
Right.
So we have
Is that awkward? Because you're all such good friends, but then you have to kind of suddenly transition into this formal context, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all talk enough that it's usually you're not getting feedback that you don't already know about. Usually, even interpersonally, from Andy or from Barrett, or it's not usually oh, we have to have a talk with Joey about this thing. It's I know exactly what kind of my weaknesses are and where I need to improve. It doesn't get that weird, but I don't know.
Mike and Jerry, how did you handle that aspect? You guys started doodling a little comic. Next thing you know, you've got a HR department and payroll. Is that just a bummer that you have to do all this corporate stuff now that Penny Arcade's a big deal?
This is the
Jerry does it.
Yeah. I'll handle this one, Mike. So no, because this is the thing. It's on the one hand you can be hey, yeah, all these legitimate business company things, they're sure cramping my style. But here's the truth. If you want to get good people, and you want to attract good people, and you want to keep good people, you have to run things in a way that people can trust. That's one of the parts of growing something like this, is making sure that it's a safe place that respects the people that work there.
I feel like you're dispensing some actual wisdom right now, Jerry.
Well, no, I've had to learn this kind of stuff the hard way. but you really, really need to. That's part of respecting the people that trust you with their livelihood, is to make sure that the people that you put, in there for them to interface with, in terms of HR, payroll, like what are the tools they have to access their personal information? Like that's how you respect people, and that's how you keep great people, is by respecting them and making sure that they feel valued.
I mean, here, I couldn't agree more. Justine, like, what is your operation like? Do you have a staff? Do you have people who work with you or work for you, or is it still kind of a one-person show over there?
It's pretty small. I mean, I have a shooter editor now, and then I work pretty closely with my sister as well. But I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, I do have like my management team and like agent side of stuff. But as far as production goes, I mean, like tonight I have a video that I have to post at 5 a.m. So I'm going to probably be up all night trying to finish the rest of that video. So I don't know. It still is pretty small, but I still really love and enjoy it. But I mean, it is important to keep good people around. And
God bless you.
It really does make a huge
Queen of
difference.
Joey Noelle, I asked you to bring a clip, and you did.
I did.
And I thought I should watch the clip so that I understand it. But I watched the clip, and I still don't understand it. So I'm going to ask you, so you know what you brought. Yeah, so Kind of Funny, right? So there's a Kind of Funny podcast. And and there's now also this kind of funny animated show where you take some of the audio, some of your favorite comedy moments from the Kind of Funny podcast, and it gets animated as a little cartoon. And that's what you've sent. That's what we're going to watch in a moment. But I still, like, can you please tee this clip up for us a little bit so we know what we're about to watch?
Absolutely. So before a lot of the shows, we used to do a pre-show. So it was kind of like a rolling start to whatever podcast we were doing. It had a chance for like me and Barrett and like Cool Greg and Andy, who like might not be a regular cast member on the show, to like interact with the chat and stuff like that, because we do all our shows live. But it also sometimes turns into like a little bit of tech talk to it. So a lot of times the pre-show, you just get like a behind the scenes look of what our production team looks like. So this is a clip of me and Tim and Kevin as we're trying to figure out this tech thing. And then if you don't know Kevin on our team, I love Kevin. Pros and cons. Kevin is the greatest and the worst at the exact same time.
Joey, how so? Elaborate in great detail.
In great detail.
Yeah, I want as much detail.
Kevin, if I ever had like any crazy like emergency thing happen, or like Kevin would be one of the first people I call. He's super reliable, super like knows how to do a million different things, like whether it's like construction-y stuff or tech stuff or just random facts. Like he's incredibly smart and knowledgeable, but he's also like, I don't have siblings, but I imagine like the most annoying little brother is also what Kevin is. So it's really fun when that turns into like your work environment. So if you ever want to know what it's like to work with Kevin, you would just need to play this clip like on repeat for 8 hours.
All right, so I'm gonna mute the capture card, and we are gonna roll a little clip that Joey brought from the Kind of Funny podcast. Let's roll the clip.
Please confirm or deny.
But they're on such a big delay. That's the
Kevin,
problem.
can you go over there? Can you pop it up just a little bit?
What is wrong with your eye? Are they getting worse? Have you gone to the eye doctor?
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
These are just hella tiny.
What's the words after that?
Wait, hold on, Joey.
You're trying to tell me that's not tiny?
No, I can totally read this.
I can read it, but I have to put just enough more effort into reading it that it's annoying.
Oh, see, I don't have to put any effort. It's super easy.
Okay, Kevin, we get you have great eyes.
Oh my, I have fantastic eyes. Joey, go ahead and poke my eyeball real quick.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to touch. No,
I won't even blink.
I don't want to. No, I'm not doing this.
Just poke
I'm not. I am especially not doing this on camera.
You're making this fucking weird,
Do you want me
Joey.
to touch your eye?
Yeah, I'm to show you how strong it is.
I don't like this.
Just poke it.
I don't like this.
Poke it. Come on. Paula refuses to,
Because
but
I have
eventually.
long nails. And
yeah,
I feel
get
like
in there.
No,
Get
I
in
don't
there.
want to touch your eye.
I'll jab.
I don't want to touch your eye.
You should have done it.
You want to do Andy?
I bet you I'll get infected.
he's got dirty hands. Like he's got hot Cheeto dust on him and shit.
We don't even have any hot Cheetos in the office.
Oh, see
There
how
were.
uninformed you are.
Did Gia fuck him up?
No, I fucked him up.
He fucked him. If you blind me, I'm totally fine with that. Like I deserve that for not having a strong enough eye.
No.
I just want to, before we dive into, before we unpack that, I just want to make it clear that the salty language you heard in that clip, those are Kind of Funny's values. They're not Animal Talking's values. We don't do that kind of comedy here on the show.
I apologize.
But okay, so I'm kind of getting what you're saying now about Kevin as the annoying younger brother. I feel like that shone through in that clip.
Yeah. It's weird because he's the annoying younger brother, but also like kind of sometimes the most responsible and like knowledgeable one about things.
I'm not kidding when I say that Kevin is one of my. He really is genuinely one of my favorites. He's a teddy bear. I love him, and I give him grief all the time. Just like I give Greg and all the guys grief over there. But I want to say sincerely to anyone who may be listening, I dearly love all the guys. I love Joey. I love Barrett. I love Cool Greg. I love Tim. I love Andy. I love Nick. I love Kevin.
Blessing.
Blessing. Oh my God! Thank you. That was been a. And I hosted Kind of Funny Games Daily with him this morning, and I almost forgot
if you would have forgotten him, somebody would have clipped it out and sent it to him immediately.
Oh my God! And that would have been the start of some beef. I'm
a diss track about you.
Gary only has room for one beef.
I love them all, and I've been teaching. Kevin's kind of my comedy project. I've been teaching him about comedy, and he's learned a lot about comedy from me over the last year or so. The legendary. Oh, you know what I should do? I should play the Cats clip.
Oh.
I should play it. I'm gonna get copyright claimed because the music is so close to the original melody. We're gonna get claimed on it. But you know what? We'll mute the audio.
Making a note.
Hold on. I'm literally Googling it right now. Let's see. I gotta find it. So, where is it? Oh, here it is. I just found it. Okay, so. I guess what? Hey, Gary, host of the show. I understand you brought a clip. Well, yes, I have, Gary, and I'd love to show it to you. I just want to note that we lost about half our viewers during that clip, and I don't care. It was worth it. It was worth every minute.
Wow.
100% worth it.
Yeah. Also, as you can tell by that clip, Kevin, no rhythm, no musical talent. So the fact that Gary were able to convince him to do this is really impressive, because he would normally, like, if it was any of us, absolutely not. But because you asked, he was like, oh man, I really like Gary. I have to do this.
I really had to work hard. You remember, Joey, you were there. He really didn't want to do it. He really didn't want to.
Even the morning of, when you guys
were I did a whole run through with him to get him comfortable with it, because he didn't want to do it. And I'm so proud of him that he did. That clip that I just showed was 3 minutes and 42 seconds. It felt so much longer than that. It really did.
You guys sang the whole song.
I mean, we sang the whole song. We sang the entire song. And yeah, we lost about 5,000 people during that song. And I'm telling you, I don't regret any of it. None of it. So yeah, we'll mute that audio for the YouTube so that we don't get copyright claimed by Andrew Lloyd
Maybe
Webber.
maybe we'll just remove all references.
Yeah, just I'll put. Here's what I'll do. We'll take out the clip, and we'll just post a link to it in the YouTube so people can. And that's the thing, Adam. As much as I've been talking about ratings and 13,000 people, and that's where we peaked tonight. We're back down to about 7,000. Like, I'm gonna do what I don't care if it loses viewers. I don't care if people don't like it. This show has creative integrity, and we're not going to be chasing big ratings. We're going to be chasing artistic truth on this show. And what you just witnessed was 3 minutes and 42 seconds of artistic truth, whether you like it or not. And apparently, many people didn't like it, and that's okay. I'll take that on the chin.
They don't understand art, Gary.
They don't. And frankly,
those are the viewers you want.
And frankly, anyone who turned off during that clip, I don't want them around. They're not my audience. My audience are the loyal 7,000 plus people who stuck around. And yes, Zwek Creational in the chat, artistic truth brought to you by Chicken and a Biscuit. That's the dream. Artistic integrity and commercial success. Oh yeah, that's the end game. For definitely. We've reached that time of the show, and this is going to be a little bit awkward because of the second couch on the set. The only way to do this is actually to transit behind the host desk. Now, previous guests on the show will tell you, I don't like it when people sit in my host chair. I don't. I really don't like it. But you're going to have to sit on the chair. So I'm going to ask you to transit through the host base, basically get on the host chair, and then get off it again very quickly indeed. Because you're going to come over here, and you're going to stand behind this microphone right here. And I'm going to ask you, each of you, to one at a time, tell us a joke. And at the end of it, we're all going to vote on who had the funniest joke. So, who would like to go first?
I'm ready.
Step right up, please. Step right up, sir. Hold on a second. I gotta make this poll first. Who had the funniest? I'm gonna get this ready to go when the last joke is out there. So let's. Who's? I'll do this in the order that people perform. Who is performing first? Who's gonna tell the first joke?
It's me.
Oh no, that's why. It's because we lost the front page. That it was.
Yes.
It wasn't because of my singing. It was because we transited off the front page at 9 o'clock.
I was gonna let you live that
Oh. Okay, Jerry, step right up, sir.
I want to, but your
Come around the desk.
associate is a physical
Adam,
creature.
will you please
And
stop
as a
getting out of the
result,
way?
He is
Adam
a
makes a better
bulwark.
door than a window.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
what?
right.
Adam.
Sorry.
Okay, Jerry.
Yep, absolutely.
Please, sir, step up to the mic. The floor is yours. Tell us a joke.
Look, what is the best thing about Switzerland?
I don't know.
I don't know, but the flag is a big plus.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
putting
scary.
it down. I'm putting it down. I like it. I personally like it. I don't want to prejudice the voting.
Gary,
Here's
That's
the thing,
first
Jerry.
joke that if you type in
Gary.
the word jokes.
Here's the thing, Adam. I
hang
think
on,
I know.
hang
I
on.
think I know what you're going to say. That
Yeah.
joke's been told on this show.
Yeah, it
Kate
was told by
Stark
someone who's
told
in the
that
audience.
joke in
You know
episode
why?
3.
It's because if you type in the word jokes into Google, it's the first thing that comes up.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
This is
Oh,
how the comics
wow.
get made, Gary. I
Wow!
hate for you to see the sausage making.
I don't know who should be more. I don't know who should be more embarrassed. Hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna Google.
Well,
I'm gonna-
Kate at the very least said, "I'm googling jokes right now."
Oh,
It
was
is.
always-
It is. He's not even making it up. When you Google the word jokes,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
literally the first joke that comes
I
up.
told you. I'm not hiding it. I'm just
Jerry, I
saying
take
that-
back everything I said about you putting effort into this appearance.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, for sure.
Can I go with a real joke?
Mike, please step right up. Jerry, please
Good luck.
vacate the stage.
Good luck getting to the mic. You're not gonna even get. I'm guarding it. You can't get here. I'm gonna sit in the chair.
Can you kill people in Animal Crossing? I don't know how this game works.
Here you go. Here, you come over here.
So, Mike, you're going to transit through the host chair. It's the only way we can get you over to this side of the set.
This is easy for me.
Yeah, pro.
I'm making
Well,
it look
easy for Kara, let's be honest.
It is easy for Kara, yeah.
Mike, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. Does anyone know why pirates don't take showers before they're forced to walk the plank?
No,
Because
why
they'll
not?
wash up on shore after.
All right, I'm taking it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Mike.
Oh man, I've always
There
been
you
his.
go.
I've always been his primary audience.
Justine
you,
or
good
Joey,
night.
who would like to come up next?
I got it.
All right, Joey.
Save the worst for last.
There we go. It's kind of tricky over there by the camera.
There.
Yep, transit through the host chair. There you go.
Justine,
All
do you
right,
have a
Joey,
joke
Joey
about
Noelle from Kind of Funny, representing Kind of Funny in the comedy stakes here. Take it away.
What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know.
An impasta.
That's good.
Oh, I don't dislike it.
Oh, yeah. I learned everything I know about comedy from
That reminds me a little bit of the joke that Jordan told. Not the same joke, but I feel like it's in the same genre when he told the joke earlier in the show, earlier in the week. Justine, please step up to the stage.
I am on my way.
I can't wait to hear your joke.
Oh,
Wax on
well, don't get too excited. Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Toucan.
Toucan who?
Toucan play that game.
Mm.
Well, I was trying to find some Animal Crossing knock knock jokes, and there's really not any. So that's the best I can do.
All right.
It's a thinker. Honestly, it's a thinker.
The
Yeah,
poll
that
is
is
up. You have 1 minute to vote. Who had the
I
funniest
will
joke?
Sit down.
Gary.
Jerry,
really
Mike,
funny.
Joey,
there's
or
no
Justine?
I just
They'll
want to let you know.
wash up on shore after. Hey-o!
I was thinking about making another dairy joke.
Adam,
but
what have I told you about
felt
that creeper
that
emote?
would be I just felt that would be a bit too cheesy.
Please stop doing the pervy
Monster.
emote creeper thing. I've told you
You
so many
belong
times
in
I don't
jail.
like it.
The end.
Gary disregarded my joke.
Votes are coming in. The votes are coming in, and Joey is looking very strong in the voting.
I
Very
think that
strong.
my joke is a little highbrow. Like,
Do you think it was too highbrow for the animal talking audience, Mike?
maybe?
Yeah.
I was talking about like their corpse will wash up on shore afterward. But it's kind of a play on words, like wash up like wash your hands and clean up like a shower.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that corpse.
All-ended.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Know your audience.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Joey, congratulations.
I feel honored. Thank you.
Yeah, you took it
Joey,
away.
Joey, congratulations with a whopping 46% of the vote.
I'm gonna rub this in Nick's face forever.
Oh, I mean, you're the new comedy role model for Kind of Funny. Kind of Funny. And sooner or later, we are going to have every member of Kind of Funny on the show, and they're all going to be forced to tell a joke, and we'll see who had the funniest joke out of all of them when that's all said and done. We're coming towards the end of the show, and I always ask the audience not to go away, because one of my favorite parts of the show is we always raid a baby Animal Crossing streamer at the end of the show.
Smooth.
We find someone who's streaming Animal Crossing who seems like a nice person, but is streaming to like 0 or 1 or 2 people, and we hit them with a massive raid. And in fact, earlier this week, we raided someone who was a baby streamer who was trying to get affiliate status on Twitch, and we hit them with such a massive raid and gave them so many follows, they made affiliate status in like 30 seconds. It was incredible.
Gosh.
That's cool.
It's spreading the love. It was so much fun, and we're going to see if we can do that again. So we're going to do that at the end of the stream, but first of all, we have a little bit of end of show business. I'm going to ask you all before the show, prior to the show, you were all given a wonderful gift from all the crew here at Animal Talking, and I would like you I'd like to invite you to unwrap that gift right now.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think we have to stand up.
We do.
I think you have to stand up to unwrap a gift.
Okay, here you go. Now I'm standing in front of you. Okay.
Oh, this is the busiest set we've had. Look at this. I can't believe we're pulling this off.
A raccoon figurine, you demon.
So, as I said, the raccoon figurine, against my better judgment, has become kind of the emblem of the show. And so everyone who joins us here, you blew your wad too early there, Adam. Please try to hold on to your party popper. Yes. Everyone, no one goes home from this show empty-handed. Everyone gets a lovely, lovely raccoon figurine. I hope you all enjoy that. Take it back to your island, re-gift it, do whatever you want with it. I'm now going to ask you to get your party poppers out, but don't pop them yet. I'm going to get a party popper right now. Let's see, where are my party poppers? I can't see it because there's a goddamn alert going over the screen. Okay, here it is. Wait,
like
do I have a... Oh my god, you're not going to believe this, Adam. I don't have a party popper in my inventory. I gave them all away and I didn't reload. But you know what? That's okay. If that's the worst thing that happened, if that's the worst thing that happens on the show.
I was promised this was a professional show.
I've been stressed all day.
Jerry, to be fair, you absolutely were not.
I was. All day I'm like, I can't forget my
At
gift.
no point. In fact, I promised you exactly the opposite. I said this is a bad amateur show that makes lots of mistakes, and I honestly have no idea why people watch it. But I'm very. The reason they watch it, of course, is because of lovely games, people like you, guests coming on the show. Please prepare your party poppers. Get them in hand, fully loaded, but do not yet deploy your ordnance.
Sorry.
What did I just? Unbelievable.
I got excited and I apologize. That was not the right time to do that.
Gary, you need to get to this friggin' countdown.
I need to start giving people more party poppers so that they can get them wrong. Someone in the chat says I've been talking over Justine, and if that's the case, I want to apologize to Justine. That wasn't my intention at all. I do sometimes get excited and I talk a lot, and if I ever talk over guests, it is something that I'm trying to get better at. I do it a lot. It's a bad habit in my personal life as well. I really don't like to talk over people and talk over guests. The show's really about the guests, not the host. Justine, if I talked over you at all, I sincerely apologize.
Oh, it's okay. I was just saying I was stressed out all day because I didn't want to forget my party popper or my gift. So I set it like at the entrance of my house so that I would not forget. It was very important.
I think in the future, I'm just going to load people up with like 10 party poppers each so that we don't have this in the future. And I'm certainly going to make sure, let me just check my inventory again. I really don't have a party popper in my inventory. I screwed up big time on this one, guys.
You have a tambourine, which is
you know what? I'm going to bash a tambourine. I'm going to bash my tambourine. That's what I'm going to do.
it.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is even better. I like this even more. I like this even more.
That's it.
Okay. Friday's show is coming up on Friday, surprisingly, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Again, big guests. Oh, that's not it. That's not the thing I need to uncover. I need to uncover this. Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow will be here to talk about his incredible career in film. I'll be fascinated to talk to him about Jurassic World. Colin was actually shooting Jurassic World 3 when the coronavirus shut down the production. And so he's able to come on the show because, frankly, he's got nothing better to do right now.
Wow.
And so this whole show exists because our guests have nothing better to do. And when the coronavirus ends and people go back to the world, I don't know if we're going to be able to book guests anymore. But for right now, we're having a great time. So Colin Trevorrow and musical guest Ryan Miller from the band Gusta will be performing live, and I'm very very excited about having both of them on the show. That's going to be a great show, and I really can't wait to get both of them on the show. But that's Friday. For right now, we're wrapping up Wednesday's show. Again, don't go anywhere. We're going to hit someone with a massive raid at the end of the show here. But for right now, all of us here at Animal Talking, from myself, from Adam Nickerson, from my wife and executive producer Leah Witter, and of course our wonderful guests Mike Krahulik, Jerry Holkins, Joey Noelle, and iJustine. Thank you so much. And we'll see you all again next time.
How many times actually?
Yeah, I need to go.